We are always
watching it for you.
Hail, comrades! Hail, sisters and brothers, and hail, Satan! We are gathered here to celebrate the spirit of humanity in the dawn of a new American era. In a season when many commemorate the birth of Christ, we commemorate our own Genesis, the enlightenment of all humanity, a revelation of our nature as written in the annals of history, a gift from Lucifer, the light bringer, the morning star, and the rebel. We are Satanists. We engender moral, spiritual, and sexual freedom, personal independence, and insist upon personal choice in all things. We care for the significance of the individual spirit and personal moral responsibility. If you stand here today and embrace your nature, are free-thinking, self-governed, and godless, you too are a Satanist in the eyes of many in your own community, including those who represent you in your governments. But we are also Americans, a nation born of men and women seeking asylum from a majority religious group in control of political power who punish those who oppose them. In the words of Thomas Jefferson, our civil rights have no dependence on our religious opinions any more than the opinions in physics or geometry.
Well, Russia could stop the war tomorrow if it wanted to, and we are trying to apply all the pressure that we can on Moscow to change Putin's strategic calculus. Russia is isolated. NATO is moving closer to its borders. NATO is adding new members. It is finding that its own economic indicators are getting weaker and decreasing. And so I think Russia will find over time that this was, in essence, a strategic failure on so many counts. But in terms of predicting whether or not it'll be a few more weeks or months or longer than that, it's hard to say. Our focus is, again, just on supporting those Ukrainian troops so that they can prevail. One thing we've learned is that in this conflict, progress is not linear. We sometimes see Russians gaining territory. We often see Ukrainians pushing back on Russian attempts to gain territory. We will continue to do everything we can to support Ukrainian military on the ground and make sure that they have what they need so that they can prevail in this conflict and stop Russian aggression.
Is it possible, in your opinion, that finally conflict flows into being frozen?
That is one possibility, I suppose. We have seen the Russian playbook before. In some cases, they come in and they take control, or they attempt to annex territory, as they did with Crimea, and then they try to make that annexation a reality. But trust me, the international community will continue to call out any attempts to illegally annex Ukrainian territory. We will not tolerate that, we will not stand for it, and we certainly will not acknowledge it in any way, shape, or form. We know and we believe that Russians may try to do that again in the Donbass, somewhere in the east. That's why we're talking about it now and calling out the Russians on these types of annexation attempts.
This is Ari, Gwendolyn and Brynnifer. They are in a polyamorous relationship and they all parent Hazel and Sparrow.
We have a 2-year-old anti-gender baby and a 10-year-old who is non-binary.
They have chosen not to disclose Sparrow's gender.
We don't know it yet. It's something that Sparrow's going to have to figure out and then tell us.
But their parenting approach is controversial.
I have literally received death threats. Crazy, crazy lady. I hope karma hits you back and your kids grow up to detest you.
These polyamorous parents let their children choose their gender. And for their oldest child, Hazel, that's neither male nor female.
Please tell us how and why you decided to come out as non-binary.
Because the pronouns she and he did not fit, non-binary was what I turned to, though I do choose to act and look more feminine. Can I go down now? Of course.
And 2.5-year-old Sparrow has yet to make a choice about their gender.
Sparrow, do you want a banana?
They're anti-gender, but we're using they, them pronouns. Sure, they have anatomy, we understand it, but that's not indicative of their identity. It's something that Sparrow's gonna have to figure out and then tell us before we can tell anyone else.
Particularly because it's, something that our parents did and they got it wrong.
But giving Sparrow the choice has proved controversial.
Online, there's a lot of angry people. I have literally received death threats. The worst is people who threaten my children.
Yeah.
But I'm the person who's disturbed. What you are doing is absolutely horrifying. I feel for your kids. They should never be put through something like that. What you're thinking is so effed up, it's actually scary. Crazy, crazy lady, I hope karma hits you back and your kids grow up to detest you. A lot of people, they say, how will your children know what a boy or a girl are if you don't teach them?
Yeah. Or how will they know how to act?
There's a lot of assumption that we're raising them without a gender and we're not giving them any information as to what gender is, when that's just not the case.
We're gonna do this now. Just take a right, we're gonna do a drive-by again. 100 people are coming down the sidewalk to protest. Okay, everybody remember that we do not engage. I would say that we employ radical political theater to draw attention to the absurdity of the pro-life movement.
The Satanic Temple is an activist organization of self-identified Satanists, founded in 2013 as a reaction to the increasing influence of the religious right in American politics.
We're so used to the theocratic agenda being pushed forward in bills and legislation. It's become a fact of life in the American culture right now.
We empower women to be creative about protecting their own freedoms and access to reproductive health.
In 2015, the group filed a lawsuit seeking exemption from recently introduced abortion laws in Missouri on the grounds of religious freedom. Through the suit, they are appropriating the tactics of the religious right to advance their cause.
If we're asking for religious rights for all, then we need to actually understand what that means. That means religious rights for Satanists as well.
We're in a parking lot behind the Planned Parenthood location. Apparently, tons of protesters just showed up, and when we were driving by, we saw so many people with signs, and there was some sort of bishop with a ceremonial awning over him. So we're gonna head in, and it seems like people are kind of nervous that this is gonna be a little bit extreme.
I think that our actions are extreme and do put us in a position of confrontation.
Oh my God, babies!
There's no way that we can come there and have a logical discussion or argument, and so we don't want to give them credit for this absurdity.
What is your relationship to Satan as he appears in the Bible?
I think the satanic figure in the Bible is one that really inspires a rebellion in mankind against a tyrannical God.
But you don't like actually worship Satan.
We don't believe in, like a guy with a red poker down in hell waiting for us to torment us for the rest of our life. And we don't believe in supernaturalism or any element in that way.
Joining us now, Lucian Graves, spokesman for the Satanic Temple.
Essentially, we view Satan as a symbolic embodiment of the ultimate rebel against tyranny. The aesthetic of Satanism resonates with us. To us, it's genuine. It's not just something we're playing with as psychological warfare against other people.
Fear not, for your war-stricken, poverty-ridden planet. You are safe. Help is on the way. Your prosperity is the core objective of our universal design. The path for humanity has spanned throughout ages to ensure the survival and prosperity of the human species. War is a liar who claims there isn't enough land, isn't enough wealth, isn't enough food for all people, in all places to live in abundance. A different age is upon us. Fear not for the bursting sounds that echo across your red horizons. Prepare your life for the light that grows steadily brighter in the distance. As the dawn comes to rid your battlefields of darkness, the age of Illuminatium will begin. Fear nothing. We are always watching out for you. To find out more about our organization and your part in the universal design, visit Illuminati.am.